right. So this evening, I'm going to be talking about managing jealousy and insecurities. Little introduction. I'm Stephanie, your intimacy, sex, and relationship coach, coming to you from Virginia Beach, Virginia. And want to talk a little bit about understanding jealousy and insecurity and how you can manage them to create healthier connections.
Okay.
So, why does this topic matter? Have you
That's-
had any experiences with jealousy and or insecurities?
Yeah, probably. I feel like it's human nature to have every really, right? Yeah, I think it's like everyday life. It naturally happens that you're going to have jealousy and insecurities because it, you, you just never know. Or you could be right. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know what the other person's thinking or whoever's in your life.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just a natural part of life and evolution, honestly,
Yeah,
is to have like what pushes you to be better unless you're like, ah, shit, man, I need to do better because somebody else is doing better. And
yeah,
it's not always about another person doing better, honestly, but I think that it is human nature to have a jealousy and want to do better.
yeah. And there's a balance to jealousy specifically where it could be a little bit healthy and then it can also be unhealthy.
Yeah.
Um, both are very common. Both are often misunderstood emotions in romantic and platonic relationships.
Right.
Um, these can manifest in different ways. They can manifest as controlling behavior, distrust, comparison. So, when jealousy and insecurity arise in relationships, they can manifest, and if left unchecked, can lead to misunderstandings, tension, and even the deterioration of trust.
Right.
So, a little closer look at how these emotions typically manifest in relationships. I had mentioned controlling behavior. So, that can look like excessive questioning, restricting social interactions, monitoring behavior. And the underlying cause of this type of behavior stems from a fear of losing a partner, or there's a lack of trust already. And the controlling partner may feel that without keeping a close watch, the relationship will be at risk.
Right. I guess
And yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying I can see that. I mean, I think that's a lot of people's like human nature to want to control a situation with similar or past situations because that's what they've been through. And then that
Mhm.
way that they can control the outcome.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. It's
So it's
a
like something familiar to them. So they're going to make sure that whatever's going on is going to be familiar enough that they control what the outcome is.
and it's out of fear. It's also kind of like a trauma response to protect yourself as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another behavior that comes from this is distrust, and that looks like constant suspicion, accusations, and eroding trust. The underlining cause of distrust is it often stems from fear of being abandoned or betrayed. And it can also arise from personal insecurity, feeling unworthy of love or affection,
Yeah.
and or from past experiences like we just mentioned, of betrayal that shapes how one perceives their current partner.
Yeah.
And then comparison, self comparison, partner comparison, idealization of others is another behavior that can develop. And the underlying cause of this is comparison often arises from low self esteem. A partner feels like they need to measure up to external standards, whether that be in terms of attractiveness, intelligence, wealth, or success. And this will continue to fuel insecurity and jealousy when the other partner's actions seem to highlight their own perceived shortcomings. And one of my favorite sayings is comparison is the killer of joy.
Yeah.
When we are comparing ourselves to someone else, when we compare our relationship to another couple's relationship, when we compare our current partner to an ex-partner, it really does just suck the joy out of everything, right?
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
not the best behavior. There's a few other ones like over reassurance seeking, emotional withdrawal or silent treatment, avoiding intimacy or like getting cold. And jealousy and insecurity are complex, layered emotions that often come from personal fears, unmet needs, or past experiences. When these emotions manifest in a relationship, they can erode trust, create conflict, and damage emotional connections if not addressed.
Yeah.
However, by recognizing these behaviors and understanding their root cause, the underlying issue, individuals can actually work towards healthier communication, self reflection, and emotional growth to build a stronger and more secure relationship.
Right.
Um, I want to acknowledge the normality of these feelings. The jealousy and insecurity are very normal. They're very
Yeah.
common,
Of
and
course. I think
it's them.
everybody in any type of relationship that applies.
Mhm.
Friendships. I mean, I think like sibling
Oh yeah,
relationships,
even work.
romantic, literally, there's that
Yeah.
applies with every type of relationship on the planet.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And it takes being aware of if it starts to become too much to
Yeah.
where it's becoming unhealthy. So there is potential to harm relationships if it is unmanaged. So it's
Right.
just important to acknowledge that, have some self-awareness of it, keeping yourself in check on that. Um, we've all experienced these at points of our lives, right? Particularly in close, meaningful relationships. These feelings are often rooted in deep-seated fears. Typically, it comes from like a fear of losing someone that we care about, fear
Yeah.
of not being good enough, or fear of abandonment, rejection, being replaced. In fact, jealousy actually can be a sign that you care deeply about the relationship. And
Yeah.
then insecurity often arises from a desire to feel loved, validated, and valued. And
Yeah.
however, while these emotions are normal and can be understood as protective mechanisms and signs of vulnerability, they can become destructive if they're left unchecked. So, when jealousy and insecurity are not managed or addressed, they can quickly spiral into the behaviors I listed earlier that can actually harm the relationship rather than help them.
Right. I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, understanding a little bit about jealousy and insecurity. What is jealousy? What is jealousy to you?
To me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Um, Wanting what somebody else has. Or yeah, basically in any situation, wanting what somebody else has.
Hmm.
Whether that be a person, a value, a look, no matter what it is, I think that's what jealousy is wanting some kind of feature or attribute that somebody else has that you envy.
Yeah. It is an emotional reaction to
Something
like the
that you think you're
actual
lacking.
definition. Yeah. Reaction to perceived threats to a relationship, whether real or imagined.
Right.
Um, and some of the common triggers of jealousy, it could be attention from an ex, fear of abandonment, um, wanting and desiring what someone else has that you don't have. So an example could be feeling jealous when your partner spends maybe too much time with someone else.
Yeah.
Insecurities. There's a plethora of different types of insecurities, but some of the more common insecurities is, a lack of confidence or self-doubt. And this is often rooted in past experiences and negative self-image. And one of the things that I like to work on, one with myself and with clients that are dealing with insecurities, is going to those limited beliefs.
Yeah.
And working through the limited beliefs, because typically those insecurities are coming from limited beliefs that people have placed on you, or you've even placed on yourself. And being able to overcome those limited beliefs and change them to something that's true of yourself can change that negative self-image into a positive self-image.
Okay.
And
yeah, I could see that.
yeah. And this is very, very, very common. I've experienced it. I'm sure you have, and many others. Insecurity in relationships often manifest as needing constant reassurance or overcompensating in the relationship and becoming a people pleaser even. And that drives that insecurity, like, oh, you're trying to overcompensate because you feel like you're lacking of.
Right.
An example could be a partner who feels unworthy of love might actually question every affectionate gesture or feel unimportant. Have you had an experience like that?
Yeah, I mean, I can't list a specific one right in this moment. I feel though that, yeah, I feel like that's a pretty normal occurrence. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I just feel like that's pretty normal to experience in a lot of types of relationships. I think it's easy if you're not communicating.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
think that's a
huge
lot of
part of
it.
it.
Okay, so that's what I think it is. I think that it's very common, no matter what type of relationship it is, if people are not communicating things up front and honestly, then it's
Yeah.
easy, no matter what.
To
Of
get
course,
insecure.
yeah.
And
How could you not? That's human nature. I don't care what anybody
mhm,
says. I do not care what people say, whether you're a man or a woman, or you don't identify as either. No matter what you identify as, I think that it is human
mhm,
nature to feel that way.
absolutely.
Yeah, and I think it's just a human experience,
Mhm.
and that's
And
how I feel about it.
there is a relationship between jealousy and insecurity. They're often connected. So insecure people may feel actually more jealous because they doubt their worth or fear of losing their partner, and that insecurity creates even more jealousy.
Right.
And so kind of a little exercise to maybe evaluate, take a look at this, is to reflect on maybe a recent jealousy triggered situation and examine whether insecurity played a role in that. And this could be something that you can do at home. You can journal about it, and just sit and kind of think about if the last jealousy triggered situation that you were in,
Mhm.
what started that? What triggered that? Did it come from insecurity? Was insecurity a role in it at all? How did you shift out of it?
Right.
Did you shift out of it? Are you still harboring that and need to work through it? Yeah,
I'm fine. It's fine.
everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Nothing happened. It's not a big deal. I'm totally fine. How's that? Like
So,
jealousy? No way.
Right? Managing jealousy and insecurities. So here's how we can do this: awareness and acceptance. Acknowledging that jealousy and insecurity are natural emotions, but they do not have to control your actions. You can feel those emotions, but don't let them control your actions. So, some strategies for cultivating awareness when jealousy and insecurity arise: pause and breathe. Take a deep breath before reacting. This helps create space to process the emotions consciously. Self inquiry. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of right now? In this moment, what am I really afraid of?
Right.
Is it fear of abandonment? Is it fear of distrust? Is it fear of loneliness? What is it that you're really afraid of in that moment? And validate feelings. Recognize that these emotions are not a reflection of the other person, but they're your internal fears. Building self-confidence. So with building self-confidence, this strengthens your self-worth through self-compassion, affirmations, and self-care practice. These are huge in my life. I have affirmations all throughout my house. Self-care is a really big deal for me. I'm a huge advocate for self-care.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways to do self-care. You don't even have to spend money on self-care. Taking a bath, taking a long hot shower, um, taking rest is something that you could easily do for self-care, just listening to your body and what it needs and desires in that moment. And there are some ways that you can engage in different activities that can actually increase your personal confidence. Some examples could be hobbies, personal physical fitness, setting small achievements. Um, do you have any hobbies?
I like to paddleboard.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm trying to make skydiving a hobby, although it's like super expensive and not like
Yeah.
hobbyish hobby of things that you can just go do like off in a whim. But
Yeah.
um I have done it and now I'm like literally obsessed with it because it's like the best feeling in the world. And so I'm trying to make that one a hobby
And both of those are a great hobby.
and
And
workout.
you're also getting the physical fitness in there too.
And the like, yeah, the physical fitness, the mental clarity, it just opens up a whole
Hmm.
lot of stuff. And I think they're two things that really, for me personally, help. Um, and
Absolutely.
they're fun. Honestly, I think that they're really fun things to do.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm sure like after you finish and you've, just enjoyed it, it does make you feel lighter, happier, more filled with joy.
Yeah.
Um,
It's freeing.
so it is. It
It's
is.
freeing.
Are you big or do you do affirmations at all?
Not daily. I wouldn't say that it's like a habit of mine to do
Hmm.
affirmations. I think that there are times where I'll do them when I feel like I need them, which is probably not as often as I should be doing them, but I do them just randomly sometimes.
Okay. Okay. So maybe just take a moment and assess that. Take note of that. And maybe
No,
that's something that
no, I will not do that. Sorry. No,
everybody that's listening, this is my best friend. So she will
not
give me
doing it.
shit.
I'm just kidding. I know, I know. I'm just trying to like fight it out for a second, like a kicking
Yes.
and screaming type situation.
Yes.
Even if
This
you're right, it's not the
all the
point.
time.
Yeah. I don't care if you're right. That's not the
So
point.
I'm gonna give you an affirmation
Okay.
example. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of respect. I am worthy of happiness, just as I am.
I like it. That's good.
So the third way to manage insecurities and jealousy is improving communication with your partner. And you kind of hit on this earlier. Having healthy communication is key to managing jealousy and insecurity.
Mhm.
Being able to express your feelings in a constructive way
Right.
is also key to that. So, and the way you can do that is using I statements instead of blaming. So, I feel anxious when you talk about your ex rather than you always talk to your ex and it makes me feel insecure.
Yeah.
So, the difference between that, right?
Yeah.
And asking for what you need instead of expecting the other person to guess. I know probably everyone has probably said this statement at some point in their life. I'm not a mind reader.
Right. Although
We
I feel
do
like I
not.
am, I'm not gonna lie. I think I am a fucking mind reader, which is the problem. Is that I feel like I can feel those things, and I already know what people think in my head. So I feel like other people are that way. So when they're not, I'm like, I figured that out so long ago.
Hmm. But a lot of times it leads to us making assumptions that may not be correct. And so
First of
just
all, I'm always right.
asking.
I know. I'm always right though, so it doesn't matter.
I know you always are, Mel. And I love that about you.
Thank you. God, I love you. Thanks.
You're welcome. And the last way to manage jealousy and insecurity is reframing negative thought patterns. Very kind of similar to what I was talking about with the limited beliefs. I encourage you to identify some common negative thought patterns that you have found are contributing to your jealousy and insecurities. And take a look at those and see how you might be able to reframe that. If you do journaling, maybe write down some of those negative thought patterns that lead to the jealousy and insecurity, and then write how you can reframe that. And then once you feel that coming up, try to actually go back to what you wrote down as a way to reframe it and shift your thoughts. And it
Yeah.
takes practice, but the more you practice that, um, you're going to be able to do this. And that's part of that cognitive behavioral techniques, being able to challenge those thoughts.
Yeah.
So an example could be, if my partner spends time with others, they must not love me. So the way you can change that and rewrite that, reframe it, is they have other relationships and that doesn't diminish their love for me. That doesn't change how they love me
You don't
just
know
because
that.
they have other relationships.
It depends on the type of relationship. If it is, and if they're giving that love to somebody else, then it can. I'm not saying that every relationship does that, but if they're replacing
No,
relationships with the relationships, then yes, that is the case.
but this is a way to reframe.
We're not trying to do
This is
that.
a w-
I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I'm kidding.
I'm going to hang up on her.
I have to say things. You know that.
I know
I
that.
know you're right. I get it. I know what you're saying. I'm just trying to be argumentative about it.
All right. I need you to focus.
I am focused.
We're going to do an experiential exercise. This
Okay.
is the mirror of self-reflection. The purpose of this is to
Comfortable.
help you examine how your internal insecurities are actually contributing to jealousy and learn how to manage these feelings from a place of self-awareness.
Okay.
So, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes or at least soften your gaze. And I want you to take a couple of deep breaths to center yourself and get grounded. And then one more deep breath in and out. And I want you to think of a situation where you have felt jealous
Mm-hmm.
or insecure in a relationship. And if you can, recall the details as vividly as possible and just think about those, hold on to that. Now, reflect on the underlining thoughts or beliefs that have contributed to your feelings of jealousy or insecurity. Ask yourself questions like, true, stop it. Sorry about that. Ask yourself questions like,
I have a hard time with this one
yes,
because really things don't make me jealous. They just piss me the fuck off because people in their audacity. I don't care. Like, I just don't feel like I'm a jealous person. I feel like what annoy like my it doesn't come off as jealousy, or I'm not trying to be jealous. It's I just don't understand how people act the way that they do, like they don't know. And so I really don't, because
but
I think that I'm really realistic about shit and human nature. So it is really hard for me to like find a jealousy thing because I already think I'm amazing, first of all. And so then when I feel like I have to get jealous, it's just really more of a how the fuck do they not know how great I am? They're idiots. So it's more of it now that I'm jealous, it's more that I think they're morons. I don't know if that's an
but
issue with me or them. And I feel like it's them.
now, whether that is true or not,
It's true, Stephanie. That's true. I don't lie to you.
there are times that even if it's not a recent time, it could be a past time that you felt jealous or insecure in a relationship. So I'm wanting you to go back to that.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
All
It
right.
doesn't
Not
have to be current or recent.
okay, fine. That I can do.
Okay.
That I
So
have.
you to go back to that and ask yourself, what did I fear would happen? What negative belief did I have about myself that triggered this?
Okay.
Was my fear based on reality or was it an assumption?
Definitely somebody else's opinion.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then step 4 here is imagine yourself stepping into a metaphorical mirror and
Okay.
reflecting on those insecurities and ask, how can I be kinder to myself in this moment? How can I be kinder? Show myself love in this moment. And then open your eyes and write down your reflections in your journal. Or if you don't have a journal, just kind of take a moment to process those reflections.
Yeah.
Did anything come up for you?
I mean, like a million things.
And
Always.
if you don't want to share, that's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
I just hope that
Too
practicing
much.
this is something, a tool that you can use in the future when jealousy arises or you're feeling insecure. You can
Yeah.
use this tool to help you just take a moment and pause and really look, where is this coming from?
Right.
And it gets you to kind of shift from that. So I have some journal prompts.
Okay.
The first one is, think about a recent time when you felt jealous or insecure. What was the root cause of that feeling? Was it based on your partner's behavior or an internal fear?
Lack of food,
And
maybe. Just kidding.
and then a second journal prompt is, what are some beliefs that you have about yourself that contribute to your insecurity in relationships? How can you challenge or reframe these beliefs in a more empowering way?
I
And
tell
the
another
third, yeah, what?
nothing. I just have a lot of attitude about everything. So I just don't know. I just
I've
feel like
noticed that.
motherfuckers should calm the fuck down. That's what I think. They need to stop trying me, is what I think.
And the third journal prompt is imagine a relationship in which you feel completely secure and confident. What does that relationship look like? What steps can you take to move towards that version of yourself
Right.
where you're completely secure and confident?
Well, that I think that honestly for anybody is more like like you can speak up. You're not walking on eggshells. You're able to have open conversation with people about things that bother you without fear of saying something because somebody's going to blow up and say something stupid
Mhm.
or like kick you out or break up or whatever it is. Um,
There's healthy boundaries in place
yeah, and that's all it
too.
is, that you're allowed to stand up for yourself when you don't agree with something and not fear that the person's going to like kick you out or like break up because of it.
Yeah,
You're going to figure it out. And I think
absolutely.
that's important, that you're not afraid that your whole life is going to be upturned and ended because you don't agree with something. That's all.
Precisely.
Yeah, that's it.
So, a few key takeaways. Jealousy and insecurity are natural emotions, but they can be managed with awareness, communication, and self compassion.
Yeah.
Personal growth and self reflection are critical for breaking the cycle of jealousy and insecurity. Are there any questions? No?
I talk so much that I feel like I've asked a million questions throughout this entire process. I
And I
do
very
not
much
wait. I
appreciate
do not wait for the end of this thing for that.
and I love that. I love the back and forth
Yeah.
communication.
Yeah.
So I appreciate and thank you for that.
Welcome.
Thank you for your time tonight.
Yeah.
You can
Good stuff.
contact me by emailing me at stephanie@intimate-journey.com. You can call or text at 757-550-0805. You can also check me out online at intimate-journey.com. Next week, join me next Tuesday, 11/26 at 8 p.m. for sexual wellness for all body types. This is going to be focused on body positivity and acceptance. Perfect timing for Thanksgiving and all the food we're eating.
Right?
So,
I'm put my
um,
stretchy pants on and then take them off. That's right.
yes, yes.
No matter what.
So, thank you. Thank you. I
I
so
love it.
appreciate your time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stop the recording.
Okay.